Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prerna Welfare Society under CSR CD online classes. So this is your Anjanil sir. I'm teaching you social studies here. So in the last class we discussed about world during the world wars. In that particular lesson, we discussed about why 20th century called age of extremes, what were the immediate provocations of world wars, and what were the long-term factors of world wars we discussed. Okay. So the long-term factors, the topic is going on. In that particular topic, we discussed about aggressive nationalism, imperialism, and secret alliances. Okay. See, the student have an idea what are the secret alliances are. So this is once again I remind you what secret alliances. In the World Wars, two group of countries participated as triple entente and a triple alliance. So let you know the countries what are triple entente and triple alliance. Once again, I remind you in the last class I discussed already. Okay. So what are two group of countries? So the first group is called triple alliance. Triple alliance. Next to triple entente. Right? See, what are triple alliance countries? Alliance countries nothing but who are the losers in the world wars. Example: Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Turkey. Right? Next, triple entente countries are Britain, France, USA, and USSR. So these two group of countries which participated as they were the superpowers. Okay. So triple alliance and triple entente countries. You have to remember what countries comes under triple alliance, what countries comes under triple entente. So Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Turkey are the countries. So they are the important countries or the major countries which were participated in the World War I and II as triple alliance. Triple entente countries are Britain, France, US, and USSR. US is nothing but America, USSR nothing but the present Russia. It is. Okay. So head of triple alliance is important here, Germany. So this country which created this alliance, all these countries which joined with Germany as per the agreement. Okay. So by 1882, the triple alliance was formed. By 1907, under the presidentship of Britain, the triple entente was formed in 1907. Okay. Head of triple entente, Britain. Head of triple alliance, Germany. Or important for part B. Okay, which of the following country was head of triple entente? Or which of the following country is head of triple alliance? Is asking you that. So that you have to remember, Germany is head of triple alliance, Britain is head of triple entente. In the World War I, which group of countries victored? Triple entente countries were victored in the World War. Triple alliance countries were defeated. They were defeated, right? So this is one of the factor for making of secret alliances. Is one of the factor for world wars, right? Next, fourth factor we are going to discuss today is what is militarism mean. So these two alliances maintain the military power for each other for facing the upcoming wars. So these group of countries expected world wars, so that they need military support as army, navy, and air force, and arms and muscles they required, isn't it? So then they formed military alliances, and they spent huge amount of money on military power, huge amount of money. See, in the year of 1880, the superpowers like Britain, France, US, and USSR, Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Turkey are the countries spent 132 million pounds. 132 million pounds on spent on military power. It is spent on military power. Okay. So this amount increased to 397 million pounds in 1914 when the World War One commenced. Then when the World War One started, the military power or the amount which is spent on the military power by these powers increased to 397 million pounds. See how the expenditure on the military power is increased from 1880 to 1914. Okay, because the military power is important to face the wars. The military power is important for victory in the world wars. So that is why each and every big power in the two group of countries spent a huge amount of money for facing the wars, for making the arms and armaments, for defending, to use of army, navy, and air force. Okay, so the militarism is also one of the factor for world wars. Clear? Next to Balkan politics. First of all, what is Balkan? Balkan is a peninsula. As I told you in the last class, what is peninsula mean? Peninsula mean a piece of land which covers three sides of water. India is the best example to peninsula. In the same way, Balkan also one of the peninsula which is situated in Europe. Okay, so there were hundreds of kingdoms which present in Balkan. Hundreds of kingdoms are there. So these kingdoms, which is supervised by Ottoman Empire or Turkish Empire. I mean, these kingdoms under the control of Ottoman Emperor or Turkish Emperor. Unfortunately, this Ottoman Empire has fallen. Then the European countries like Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, Turkey, and Britain trying to control over these kingdoms, trying to conquer over these kingdoms for capturing over it. Or to supremacy, they wanted to keep their supremacy over these kingdoms. Nothing but they wanted to capture the kingdoms by these European nations when the Ottoman Empire was fallen. Till then, all the kingdoms under the control of Ottoman Emperor or Turkish Emperor. The Ottoman Empire is also called Turkish Empire. After fall of Ottoman Empire, these entire kingdoms conquered by European countries like Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, Russia. So while they have been conquering these kingdoms, each other conflicted. One country conflicted to another country. One of the best example is Austria suppressed Serbian rebels. Austria and Serbia, two are the countries in Europe. So these two countries trying to conquer the Balkan kingdoms. In this regard, one country conflicted with another country. I mean, Austria conflicted with Serbia, and Austria suppressed Serbian rebels. So this is the reason when Austrian Prince Ferdinand visited Serbia, a Serbian extremist assassinated him or murdered him, as we have seen in the previous class. How Ferdinand murdered. Then on 28th July 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, he was the Prince of Austria, murdered or assassinated by a Serbian extremist. Why? Because in Balkan politics, Austria wantedly suppressed Serbian rebels. So this is the reason when Austrian Prince visited Serbia, a Serbian extremist murdered him. So Balkan politics also one of the reasons behind the world wars. So my dear students have to remember, so these 5 factors for world wars. The question is that what are the long-term factors of world wars? Okay. What are the long-term factors are? Aggressive nationalism, imperialism, secret alliances, militarism, and Balkan politics. The student has to remember these 5 factors to present in the examination. Okay. So if you remember the 5 factors, you have to get 4 marks. This is the 4 mark question. Okay. So very easy to remember nowadays. First factor is aggressive nationalism, as I told you in the previous class. Next, imperialism, secret alliances, militarism, Balkan politics. Okay. See, the World War I, which began in 1914 and ended in the year 1918. So 1914 to 18 was the period of First World War. Okay. So the World War II, World War I ended by 1918. Okay, with the victory of Britain, France, US and USSR. I mean, Britain, France, US and USSR victory in the First World War, and Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, Turkey were defeated. In the year 1918, the empires of Germany, Italy, Austria, Hungary, Turkey were ended. Whatever the empires in the European countries were ended. For example, Ottoman Empire has told you, no? Okay, is nothing but Turkish Empire. The Turkish Empire was ended and Turkey became a democratic and republican country. Even German Empire also ended, Germany became a republican country. So, the countries which are ruled by emperors ended and those countries become a democratic countries or the republican countries. So, this is the result of the First World War. Actually, the First World War ended with a treaty. With a treaty, nothing but an agreement in between these two superpowers. An agreement took place in 1919 at Versailles in France. Is called Treaty of Versailles. So let you understand what is Treaty of Versailles. Okay, what countries participated? Okay, how Germany humiliated, what terms and conditions imposed in Germany were discussed in Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles. First of all, so what is Treaty of Versailles? Treaty is nothing but an agreement in between victored powers and losers. I mean, triple entente and triple alliance to end the First World War. Actually, the First World War ended with a treaty, with an agreement in the year 1918, isn't it? So this treaty is called Treaty of Versailles. Took place at Versailles in Paris, France. Actually, Versailles was a mirrored palace in Paris. It was a mirrored palace where the victors and losers together met to agree to end the First World War. So this took place in the year 1919, very important year. In which year Treaty of Versailles took place? ABCD giving. A 1918, B 1919, C 1920, D 1921. Your answer is 1919. In the year 1914, the World War started. The World War ended by 1918 with the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. Okay, let you understand what was this treaty, how many were the countries attended. My dear students, 32 nations attended for the Treaty of Versailles. That's the example, USA. Okay, next to Britain, I mean UK. That's what United Kingdom, Britain right now. Next to Japan, Italy. Next to France. Okay. See, USA, UK, Japan, Italy, and France were the superpowers who were attended for the Treaty of Versailles, except to Germany and Russia. It is. Okay. See, you know very well the two group of countries which participated in the World Wars. They were triple entente and triple alliance, isn't it? So in these countries, in these alliances, two countries missed. What are they? USSR missed and also Germany. Why? Because Germany was the important country, I mean, main cause for the World War One. It was main cause. It was main reason. So that is why Germany was not invited to Treaty of Versailles. First. Next to USSR, it was withdrawn from the First World War in 1917 because of internal revolution. Do you know? In the year 1917, a revolution took place in Russia. It was the reason Russia left from the World War One in 1917. You know, the World War which is going on from the year 1914 to 18. Unfortunately, due to internal revolution in 1917, Russia withdrawn from the First World War. Very important bit. So, which of the following country withdrawn from the First World War? A. Britain, B. France, C. Russia, D. Japan. Your answer is Russia. It was withdrawn. So, why was Russia withdrawn from the First World War? Because of internal revolution or Russian Revolution. Remember it. Okay. So, because of Russian Revolution, Russia withdrawn now, so that Russia did not invite it to Treaty of Versailles. Okay. So, along with USA, UK, Japan, Italy, France, around 32 nations attended for Treaty of Versailles to discuss about death and destruction, and to discuss about asking to pay the penalty for the victory powers by the losers. You know, who were the losers in the World War One? Germany defeated, Italy defeated, Austria-Hungary defeated, and Turkey. But Germany continued World War One till 1918. Rest of the countries withdrawn in 1917 itself. Okay, that is why the victored powers asked to pay the penalty from Germany to victored powers only, because so there was huge loss for victored powers also. Britain lost, even France, US and USSR are the countries lost in the World War in the name of their properties, in the name of their industries, their human life. That is why Germany asked to pay huge amount of money as penalty in the Treaty of Versailles. Isn't it? Germany only targeted because Germany was the main cause for the World War. That is why Germany only asked to pay the war indemnities. Germany only asked to pay the war penalty to the victored powers such as Britain, France, US and USSR. Remember it. So let me discuss about what penalties asked by the victored powers from Germany. Okay. So first penalty is named as territorial penalty. Territorial. See, what is territorial mean? Territories, nothing but countries. Okay. So Germany asked to return African colonies to Africa, which was occupied in 1881 by the students. In 1881, Germany conquered North African countries. So, according to terms and conditions of Treaty of Versailles, Germany asked to return North African countries to North Africa, which was occupied in 1881. This is the first war indemnity, first penalty. Okay, that is just have to remember what is Germany asked to return African colonies to Africa in 1881, which occupied. Okay, first one. Next, second penalty is Germany asked to return Alsace, Lorraine to France, which occupied in 1870. My dear students, in the year 1870, Germany conquered two important regions of France. They were Alsace and Lorraine. Remember it. So these two are very important places in the world history. So Alsace, Lorraine, Okay, these two important territories of France, which occupied in 1870. So, according to Treaty of Versailles, according to terms and conditions, Germany returned back these two territories to France. Okay, so these two terms and conditions comes under territorial penalty. Once again, what is the first one? Germany asked to return African colonies to Africa, which was occupied in 1881, and Germany asked to return Alsace-Lorraine to France, which was occupied in 1870. So these two comes under territorial penalties. Okay. Next important war indemnity was military cuts. What is military cuts? Second one, military cuts. So Germany asked to pull down its armed strength from 9 lakh to 1 lakh. Actually, Germany have maintained 9 lakh armed forces in the world wars. So it has to reduce from 9 lakh to 1 lakh. Okay, only 1 lakh. And so no forbearance has to be maintained by Germany. No forbearance. Okay. So then this is one of the important military cuts which put over Germany by the victor powers. Okay. So what is the military cuts here? Germany asked to pull down. Germany asked to reduce its armed strength from 9 lakh to 1 lakh. Germany hasn't maintained any sovereign in the future. So these two territorial penalties and military cuts put forth on Germany in the Treaty of Versailles, isn't it? So Germany only punished in the alliance of triple alliance. I mean, in triple alliance, one and only country was punished. That is Germany. You know, along with Germany, what were there? Britain there. Sorry, Italy. Next to Hungary, Turkey, Austria there. But no country asked to pay any penalty. No country asked to pay any war indemnity. But Germany only asked to pay because Germany was main cause for the World War I. Germany was main cause for formation of Triple Alliance as a secret alliance. So this is the reason the victor powers asked to pay the war indemnities, war penalty to the victor powers by Germany in the Treaty of Versailles. Clear? So the Treaty of Versailles is an important agreement which took place in 1919. Important. When was Treaty of Versailles took place? In 1990. Here, what does the treaty mean? To end the First World War, the victor powers asked to end the war. Asked to end the war. So there was an agreement took place in between the two group of countries to end the First World War. Is called Treaty of Versailles. Okay. In this particular treaty, how many countries attended? 32 nations attended, but two countries were not invited to Treaty of Versailles. They are Germany and Russia. Because Germany was main cause for the First World War, and Russia withdrawn from the First World War because of internal revolution. Okay. Next, in this treaty, the victor powers asked to pay the war indemnities or the war penalty from Germany to pay for victor powers only. Right? So, what are the territorial penalties and the military cuts? In a territorial penalty, Germany asked to return African colonies to Africa in 1881, and Germany asked to return Alsace-Lorraine to France, which was occupied in 1870. And Germany has to maintain only 1 lakh armed strength, only 1 lakh military. Okay, rather than the 9 lakh it is. Reducing from 9 lakh to 1 lakh, and Germany has to doesn't maintain any submarines, any torpedo boats are clear. So this is about Treaty of Versailles. So after this treaty, so there was a peace took place in Geneva in the name of League of Nations. We'll discuss about League of Nations is an international organization. Okay, League of Nations. what is in the League of Nations? League of Nations nothing but the group of countries which were what is that? Means they had signed on the document. Those countries wanted to preserve peace and preventing wars. So this League of Nations took place in the year 1920. Okay. So why was League of Nations formed? What was League of Nations? Very important. Actually, League of Nations was an first ever international organization. This is important. It is an international organization. So it was the first ever international organization, which was set up in 1920 for preserve peace and preventing wars. Just for preserve peace and preventing war, this organization was set up. Okay, you know that there was a lot of death and destruction happens in the world war. To prevent this death and destruction, to prevent the world wars, to set up peace over European nations, so this League of Nations was set up. Actually, at present, UNO, what was UNO? United Nations Organization. It was also one of the international organizations which was set up after Second World War. Right? This League of Nations is an international organization which is set up for preserve peace and preventing wars after First World War. That is why it was the first ever international organization. Important bit. So which of the following is the first ever international organization set up in 1920? A. League of Nations. B. United Nations Organization. Okay, CD giving you. Okay, which is the right answer? League of Nations. So it was the first ever international organization. It was firstly set up for preserve peace and preventing wars. Okay. See how many countries took a membership in this league is important. 58 countries. My dear students, 58 countries took a membership in this league. Those were agreed to preserve peace and preventing wars. Those agreed to following the terms and conditions of League of Nations. Okay. And the objectives of this league was preserve peace and preventing wars. Preserve peace and prevent wars. First object. Okay. The second object is settling the disputes. Okay, disputes through negotiations. So the third objective is that reduce the arms and non-nonsense. Reduce the arms and non-nonsense or disarmament. So my dear students, what were the objectives of League of Nations? First objective is that preserve peace and preventing wars. Preserve peace and preventing wars. Okay, first objective. Second objective, settling the disputes through negotiations. Disputes. Here, what are disputes? If any issues occurs in between the two nations. If there was any conflict in between the two nations, so settled by this organization by negotiations only. Negotiation means calling the countries and discussing what was the issue in between the countries. Settled in a peaceful way it is. You know, the war is not a solution for all the conflicts, isn't it? The League of Nations, which was set up to preserve peace and preventing wars. The no wars occurs. No war is going to could occur. That is why the League of Nations asks the countries if there was any dispute in between any nation, settled by negotiations only. Second objective. The third objective is reduce the arms and non-nonsense or disarmament. You know, there was a huge loss of human life. There was a huge loss of properties of European countries. Okay. So what was the reason behind it? World War only. And the superpowers used large amount of arms and non-nonsense. So this League of Nations asked to reduce the arms and non-nonsense. Also one of the objective of League of Nations. Okay. So this League of Nations was failed because one and the only important country which was set up this organization was not took membership. Actually, this League of Nations set up by USA. Okay, nothing but America it was. The American president at the time of 1920 was Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was the president of US at the time. Actually, he was the founder of it, but he was not took the membership in the League of Nations because the American Congress, nothing but the Parliament of America, was not agreed to take the membership in this league. Not agreed. You know, the Parliament decision is final. The Parliament is supreme in any other countries. Even in India, Parliament is supreme now because the Parliament, which consists of elected representatives, isn't it? So that is why. So American Congress was not agreed to take the membership of America in this league. So this is the reason the League of Nations was created. Okay, remember the sentence, very important. Okay, so in this particular topic, what was League of Nations? When the League of Nations was set up, who was the founder of this League of Nations and what were the objectives of League of Nations? Very important. Okay, my dears. So these are today's topics. Tomorrow in the class we discuss about Russian Revolution and the Great Depression. Okay, so thank you all. Have a nice day.